MAKAUT. Soikat Moitro.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning. Let us start. Next to your side is the Professor Jyoti Prakash Tamang. He is the senior professor, and also he has the first register and acted also for a year as a vice chancellor in the Sikkim University. He is our speaker today. His topics is the Metataxonomic and Predictive Metagenome Functionalities of Ethnic Fermented Foods and Beverages. Let me introduce him. Professor Tamang is a pioneering food microbiologist working on ethnic fermented foods and beverages prepared and consumed by different ethnic peoples of the Himalayan region of India, including Northeast India, Nepal, and Bhutan. His work centers on the interpretation of ethnomicrobiology to metataxonomics and metagenomics associated with fermented foods and beverages, focusing on sequence-based taxonomy and bacterial and fungal community structure using high-throughput sequencing and shotgun sequencing tools supported by bioinformatics and predictive gene functionality by machine learning tools, metabolomics. He studied a wide range of subjects from microbiome diversity and food safety to nutrition and probiotics, health promoting factors, has published several books and more than 150 research papers, and one patent also was granted to his credit by Government of India in 2012. Professor Tamang was born in Darjeeling in India. He completed his MSc and PhD in microbiology from University of North Bengal in 1992, postdoctoral research in molecular microbiology from National Food Research Institute, Japan, through United Nations University Kirin fellowships in 1995, and another postdoctoral research from Institute of Toxicology and Environmental Hygiene, Germany in 2002 through Volkswagen Foundation fellowships. Professor Tamang has received several prestigious awards, such as United Nations Association of University Women Award in 1996, National Bioscience Award of the Department of Biotechnology, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India in 2005, and Government World Cookbook Award in 2010. Professor Tamang has been conferred Mountain Chair by International Center of Integrated Mountain Development, Kathmandu, for December 2019 to December 2021 for Himalayan University Conservatory, that is university located in Hindu Kush Himalayan regions of India, Nepal, Bhutan, China, Myanmar, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh. Professor Tamang has been a fellow of National Academy of Biological Sciences since 2016, National Academy of Agricultural Sciences since 2013, Indian Academy of Microbiological Sciences since 2010, and Biotech Research Society of India since 2006. So Professor Tamang has been teaching microbiology and biological sciences for 33 years and supervised several doctoral and postdoctoral students. At Sikkim University, he has been served as an academic coordinator of Sikkim University, first register, and officiating as vice chancellor during for a year. He is presently Dean of School of Life Sciences and Professor of Microbiology in the Department of Microbiology. These are nutshell the description of about Professor Jyoti Prakash Tamang. He is a pioneer in food microbiology. He has been working in for 34 years in this field. Now his topics covers mainly this Bharat has one of the oldest civilization in the world with vast history, food culture, bioresources, ethnicity, and custom. Indian people have invented the concept of ethnomicrobiology involving natural fermentation of backsloping technology using available edible bioresources for production of fermented foods and alcoholic drinks since Indus Valley civilization for last 8,000 years. Diversity of Indian fermented foods and beverages are related to diversity of ethnicity with unparalleled food culture of each community. Traditional knowledge of ethnic people on food fermentation has significantly contributed to enrich the dietary culture, unique culinary, nutritional security, and preservation of vast microbial resources comprising both culturable and unculturable microbiomes and microbiome. Functionalities including probiotics, antioxidant synthesis of some bioactive compounds, food safety, and other health promoting benefits in some ethnic fermented foods of India has been studied. He applied the sequence-based taxonomy known as metataxonomic by high throughput as well as shotgun sequencing approaches with machine learning tools using bioinformatics to profile that the entire microbial community and gene functionality in some ethnic Indian fermented foods and beverages with several health promoting benefits to consumers. Functional pathways inferred by phylogenetic investigation of community by reconstruction of unobserved states against KECC, this is KOT, Encyclopedia of Genes and Genomes database of microbiome of fermented food samples has also been predicted, showing several metabolic pathways, genetic information processing and environmental information processing and cellular process respectively. Now I request Professor Soikat Mehta, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, to inaugurate our program. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Saki. You first ask our director to say something. I do not know about the topic and all these things.
Sir, you know everything. you have a diversified knowledge.
That is not correct also. But first we have to know about the program. So what is the theme of this discussion? Professor Tawang, so far I know that has vast knowledge and experience in this field. But regarding this topic of today, at least from your side, someone should say this is the topic. Then I can say something about it. Okay. So first you ask for Dr. Promesh Chakraborty and who are from our side, who are others. Ask them to say something, because after I say, then these people, this Professor Promesh Chakraborty, Professor Poira, they will not find any space for their this deliberation. Okay. So kindly allow them to say something. Then finally, I will say the program will start and Professor Tamang will take this stage, digital stage.
Sir, Professor Promesh Chakraborty, sir. Promesh Chakraborty, sir. Professor Chakraborty, sir. Professor Chakraborty, sir.
Very good morning. কি করতে হবে আমাকে?
আপনি একটু এই টপিকসের উপর কিছু বলুন, তারপরে উনি বলবেন আর কি।
তারপরে প্রফেসর পয়রাকে বলুন।
Actually, very good morning to our honorable Vice Chancellor and our guest of today, Professor Tawang, our beloved Professor Poira, and yourself. From the introduction of Professor Tamang, in some of the papers of food microbiology, I observed that he has done some very sound work on this food technology and the microbiological basis of the foods. Now I have come to know about a lot about him. Actually, when I came to know that Professor Tamang is coming for the deliberation in our university, I was very much glad, because I have seen some of his papers, but today from the deliberation of Professor Shivak Rai, I have come to know his spectrum, very broad spectrum he has worked, and I think our beloved students as well as our junior faculty members will be very much enriched from his deliberation, and I request all to go through his papers so that you can have a very sound knowledge about the food microbiology. I will be very much thankful to his total works on food microbiology. Today, in the seminar, I once again conveying my hearty, warm wishes to Professor Tamang, our most respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Suikot Moitro, and Professor Sivak, my speech. Over to Professor Rai.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Bipara to add some words to this today's topics.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Tamang, our guest speaker, Professor Pranabesh Chakraborty, Professor Roy, and dear participants. I feel very much interested because in this lecture, because you see, food and beverages are related to the climatic condition of a country or a region. If you find, you will see that we Indians are continuously shifted to Western habits uh, because of colonial domination for hundreds of years. Now, a trend has come to shift from non-veg to vegan. In that respect, the ethnically fermented foods and beverages, which were prevalent in India ages and ages ago, are finding their right place possibly in our food items. I am expecting that Professor Tamang and his institute will nourish, explore, and find out the efficacy of foods to serve as nutraceuticals, as the term is at present coined, in in conjunction with the pharmaceuticals, so that the the uh, the vitality of our people, of the citizens, will grow. So that is the expectation, and I like Professor Tamang to throw some light in this respect. Thank you, Professor Tamang. We are expecting very much from your lecture this morning, and I would thank our Vice Chancellor for his kind initiative in designing and encouraging such webinars,
Yes.
and to Professor Pranabesh Chakraborty and Dr. Sevak Rai. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Suikat Mitra to inaugurate the program, sir. Sir, what to you?
Okay, it's a great thing that this program has been organized by our Food Technology Department, and you have invited one of the joining this subject, Professor Tamang, for sharing his knowledge and expertise in this particular area. One of the things which I did not like, that this program should have been publicized, in a in-depth manner. Otherwise, you see, it is in digital platforms we are organizing so many, these expert lectures, but that should be beneficial for our learning community by and large. And so far I can see that number of participants is not that high. So next time, when maybe Professor Tamang will come again, because we want to develop relation networks and collaboration with different, these doyens and experts of this field for improving our quality, for upgrading our quality, because this is the time for collaboration and networking in research, in academics, in all our activities. We need to do all these things. next time we need to publish, this proper publicity of all these activities. In digital platforms, giving publicity is not a big issue. And if we have proper planning for doing all these things, then it gives, this percolates maximum benefit to our society and community. Now, regarding the topic, this metagenomics and all these things in foods and beverages, because so far I understand this is studies of the, these genetic behaviors of natural, these products or natural things. And in this country, it is very important in this because of this immense biodiversity available at this, and it has not been properly explored. So this is a very unique thing, an interesting area of research. And here lies our, this tremendous potential for economic proposition. Because you see, in Himalayan, this biodiversity, so many unidentified, the species are still there. I have gone through some of the literatures earlier. There I have seen that even today also, new and new species, these are being explored and discovered, and there, these ubiquitous qualities are available in many of these things, and these novel qualities and these unforeseen qualities which are available, maybe for medicinal purpose, for the serving as these unique food products. This is very much required, and here we need to strengthen our research activity in that direction. We need to have this cellular application of cellular biology for development of our future food. In future foods also, we need to change certain of our existing habits because of this fact, because most of this this traditional way of doing these things, or that will no longer be existing, number one. Number two, because of environmental impact, pollution, all these things, there will be pressure on the way which we are following in taking different types of foods, and for that purpose, to live a healthy lifestyle, for better sustainability, for making this food available, affordable, and making the food hygienic, healthy, and with all these medicinal properties to combat against these different sorts of disease and illness. These types of research is of immense importance. Here, I believe that from the deliberation of Professor Jyotik Prakash Tamang, all of our participants who are assembled here, they will be very much enlightened, and you will get a chance of this interacting, because there is a question answer and chat box. I would like to see that questions are being posted there, and then we can have this chances of getting your mind more, this having more clarity, more, your thought process more clear, and that will give you, this active learning, or the culture of active learning also. Most of the times in digital format, the problem is, you see, before the computer screen or this mobile phone screen, we attend the program, but many times I have seen that at other side, people after switching off their this microphone and videos, they get engaged in some other works, and this that's why this this interest rate is dropping down. So to make it more effective, we need to engage our this mind effectively, and that is the responsibility of the participants, resource persons, these experts. He will share his all these accumulated knowledges and experiences before you. But at the same time, it is your responsibility to this absorb it, to this, to make your own understanding by posting questions, by putting your own opinion, observations, and that is for to develop a vibrant knowledge community. And this culture, in most of these webinars, I find that by and large is not this existing. So instead of this sending the questions when we will get the certificates, or this all these things, we can use these platforms, particularly these forums and all these things, discussion forums, for meaningful knowledge generation further. Because no one can say that if you can post some crazy idea, apparently crazy, but on that maybe some new insights that can be gained, and that can lead to a new area of research, path-breaking research. So that's why this expression of expressing yourself with inquisitive minds for this better understanding, for expressing your views, That is very much required. This is my advice to all the participants present over here. Food technology is one of our, this department, and from the last 1 year it is existing. We want to make it more strengthened, more effective, more research oriented, more, this delivery oriented for the community. And I believe that in near future, we will have more collaboration networking with the great experts in this field to make this departmental activity more visible in the national and international context. So with this, I would like to conclude. And my sincerest thanks to Professor Jyoti Prakash Tamang for kindly consented to remain present at this digital platform, because this is the only option left right now because of this prevailing pandemic scenario. And this may continue in for some more times in near future until this vaccine part, and if this consequence of these vaccines that has not is not being fully explored or realized. So, but right now the option is this digital platform we have to use to the best possible extent. So we are doing it, and it's great that we are being able to connect people from different parts of this country, different parts of this world at our digital platform. So with this, again, my sincerest thanks to our organizing team, Professor Dr. Sevak Ranjan Roy, Professor Pranabes Chakraborty, Professor Poira, who have taken pain in organizing this webinar for the benefit of the learning community. And I wish all these learners who are present over here are very, very effective, engaging, happy learning in this novel and unique topic, which is very relevant in the present context of India. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging deliberation. Now I request Professor Jyoti Prakash Tamang, I'm inviting to give you his much dilated topics. Now I request him to start his lecture. Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So, namaskar. Honorable Vice Chancellors, Professor Maitraji, Professor Paida, Professor Chakravarti ji, Professor Ranjan, Professor Roy ji, then all the faculty members, then students of the Maulana Azad Kalam, I think, university. I think it's a new university, but I'm getting familiar with this university. So thank you very much, first of all, for inviting me to this webinar. And just before I start my talk, I just want to say a few words. The number one, which Professor Roy has very elaborately given my profile and all, which I never expected and all. But he forgot to mention one, the important profile of mine, so which I will tell you, that just in addition to that, I am a simple human being with peaceful mind, kindness, and humanity. That is my relevance. That is my introduction. Positions comes and go, doesn't matter. We are just a simple human being. Now let me introduce about my university. Sikkim University is a central university established in 2007. We have 32 academic departments and 6 schools. And so we have both professional, we have both conventional and non-conventional courses. Like non-conventional courses, we have a peace and conflict, international relations. We have the tourism department. We have a Chinese department. We have a music department also. So there are different departments which we are mostly concentrating on the Himalayan areas, the research and the academic program. So we impart the postgraduate. 2 departments have an MPhil, and all departments have the PhD program. And since this is a national university, we have 180 regular faculty members from 21 states. So this is something a very mini India. And we admit the students on the national test, the entrance test. So we have students from all over India. And unfortunately, we do not have our own campus because of some, I must express that because of some political reasons that the state was not willing, the previous government was not willing to hand over the land, a lot of problems. When I was a first registered, I had to face that also. So it's a history. But now we have a land and the construction is going on. Very soon we'll have the permanent campus, which is 56 kilometers away from Gangtok, that is a Yangon in South City. Now we are in the 40 rented buildings in and around Gangtok, and we are paying, this is up, I think you will not believe me, we are paying 7 crores per annum for rent. And we are just wasting that money. Every time we go to the MHRD and UGC, and if we have our own campus, that 7 crores could have been used for so many research, so many academic programs and all. But we are compelled to that also. Now I think very soon, I think our campus will be constructed and all. So at present, our Vice Chancellor is Professor Avinash Khare. He was from the Delhi University. He has retired in 2000s. He joined in 2018, and quite lucky because he was about to attend the 65. Then when he joined university, he was 64 plus. Then he retired. Now he can get another 5 years, as you know in the thing. So he's a very eminent scientist. He spent his time in the NASA. He's a nuclear physicist. He's called the Rocket Man. Very nice man. And unfortunately, now he's in the medical leave. So for some time being. So I'm now looking after the university. So this is all about our university. And I welcome you also. We will invite Professor Maitra also once COVID will get, and Professor Roy and others also. So we'll include you in the committees. Now I've been familiar with your university. We need a lot of, because our, the selection process goes every month, every year. And now because of the COVID, we are just suspended. We have several committees, we have a thing. So, and the PhD examiners, this committee, that committee and all. So now it is very good that I'm very happy that now we have got another family also, my neighbor. So this is a very good, this webinar goes and comes, that's different thing, but this is a good opportunity that I come to know Professor Maitra and his team. So then if Professor Khare was here, I could have requested him. He's my very good friend. We are working in the teamwork. So unfortunately, he's in the medical leave and all. So this is all about university. Now, before I start my talk, I'll just tell you about the microorganisms. We have been taught those who are the microbiological students, or those who are not the students of the microbiology. The microorganisms, most of the bacteria, viruses are always regarded as the bad guys. Always there. In the human being also, there are 2 types of people. One is bad guys, one is good guys. Okay. In the microorganisms, all are not bad guys. Because we have been taught in the thing, especially the microbiology is dominated by the medical science. In the textbook, which has been written by the medical practitioners, that the microorganism cause the disease, tuberculosis, this diarrhea, this and that, polio and all. But very few beneficials about the microorganisms have been written. So in our mind, the text, because of the textbooks, we always regard the bacteria as a bad guys, or the microorganisms bad guys. Of course, corona also comes under the microorganism, the smallest organism in the world, the most deadliest organism in the world. That is corona also. But there are good guys also, good microorganisms. Now, we talk about the immunity boosters. Now, the immunity boosters, because there are iron can cut iron. There is a dialogue. जो लोहा से लोहा को काटते हैं, एक dialogue है. So इसीलिए the thing microorganisms also, they are also microorganisms, but there are good guys, which will enhance our immunity, which will enhance our protein systems, our whole mechanisms and all, to fight against this the pathogens or the corona and all. So there are good guys like probiotics, the microorganisms which are present in dahi, our fermented food, rasagulla, or so many fermented food which I am talking about that. They are all good and they are part of us and we must learn. So that is the main intentions the objective of my whole research as a teacher also of microbiology, always talking about the good guys, the good microorganisms, the good bugs, which are always with us, and without them, we cannot have the health benefits. So this has to be that what Professor Maitra was telling, that I think if because I have been knowing Professor Sebok just a few days only, otherwise we could have planned in that way, because this has to go in the public domain in the people. It is not needed that the people should be a microbiologist or should be in the university and all. The people should know about the microorganism, about their food. So this is all my brief introductions about the topic. So I will start the, okay, let's go there. Is it okay? Is it visible?
No, we cannot see anything.
No, sir.
Okay.
Please reshare it, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Tamang, kindly share the screen.
Yeah. I'm just coming to this. I don't know where, how.
The bottom,
Okay.
there will be a green icon. Share
Is it
screen.
okay? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it is coming.
okay.
Yes, sir. It is working, sir.
Okay, I'll just wait. Okay. So my topic is the metagenomics. I just wait. Okay. Now, before we go, we should know about the world food cultures. The rice is a staple food in the Eastern world, including India, China, Japan, then Southeast Asia, and followed by soybeans, both fermented and non-fermented, and the fish products, then of course meat also, then alcoholic beverages by the amylolytic dry starters. Wine is not our culture. What is wine? Any grape is fermented is called the wine. Though wine is very popular now in India, but wine is not. So the Eastern world also consume alcoholic beverages which are prepared from the cereals by the starter cultures. That is called the amylolytic starter cultures. I'll tell you later on. If you go to the western part, it is the wheat or the barley is a staple food, not rice, followed by the milk and the milk products like cheese, the yogurt, and the meat, hams, sausage and all, beer, and the wine. And in South America and Africa, is the sorghum or the maize is a staple food, not rice, not wheat, and followed by the meat and the alcoholic beverages. And the food culture of Australia is same as in Europe. And if you see from the microbiological point of view, filamentous fungi are dominated, followed by the lactic acid bacteria and bacillus. And whereas in the West, it is lactic acid bacteria in East and in other continents also. Now, the gastronomy of our country. What is gastronomy? Is a relationship among food, culture, cuisines, and culinary distributions. If you go in the Northeast, especially in the northern part, Eastern Himalayas, which includes Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh, the rice and of course Darjeeling Hills, the rice is a staple food, and also the finger millets is a staple food, followed by the soybeans, both fermented and non-fermented, leafy vegetables, the milk products, different types of milk products, alcoholic drink. If you go to the plain areas of the sub-Himalayan regions, the northeast, that is in Nagaland, Mizoram, Tripura, Assam, the rice is a staple food, followed by the soybean, vegetable, meat, fish products, and alcoholic drink. And in the eastern part of like West Bengal, Odisha, Jharkhand, rice is a staple food, followed by the legumes, dal, then the fish, vegetables, and sweets. And if you go to the western, northern and the western part, it is not a rice, it's a wheat, chapati, or the naan-based diets, followed by the different types of milk and the milk products and the legumes, uh, like rasma and all. So if you go to the southern part of India, it is of course rice, but it is a fermented rice mixed with the legume, that is idli dosa, and many milk and milk products are the staple products. This is the gastronomy of uh, India. Now, if you go to the history, the Indian food culture and the history, Indian foods have been well documented as 6,000 BC, almost 8,000 years historical, which has started from the Indus Valley civilization. In chapter 17, text Sloka 8 to 10 of Bhagavad Gita, the sacred book of Hindu, the food has been described as a Satvika food, Rajasic food, and Tamasic food. Satvika food is the food of the goodness. The food denotes food for prosperity, longevity, intelligence, strength, health, and happiness. Most of our fermented foods belong to the Satvika food. And Rajasic food signifies the activity, patience, restlessness, which includes the hot, sour, spicy, and the salty foods. The Tamasic foods are all intoxicated foods. The influence of Ayurveda Ahar, which is very important in Ayurveda, which comprises the milk product cereals, the chapati or the cooked rice, chawal or the lentils, which is called dal, fruits, and has been observed in the Indian diets. The inventions of the foreigners has drastically influenced the ancient Indian food cultures, sometimes by accepting or the sharing the foods of different communities. Mughal Empire, which ruled almost 331 years, has introduced the foods many non-vegetarian dishes, just like biryani, Mughal paratha, kebabs, malai pork, rajala, into the Indian cuisines. Now these are all the Indian foods now. The British, which ruled almost 200 years, influenced the ethnic Indian dietary cultures and supplemented many English foods known as Anglo-Indian foods and culinary into the Indian cuisines. That is just like a bread, loaves, soup, salad, fried poached eggs. These are not our cultures. These are all influenced by the British. The butter, potatoes, tomatoes, sweet potatoes, peanuts, cabbage, and whiskey, brandy, rum, and wine. Now this is a part of the Indian culture. So whenever we have a breakfast, we have paratha also, we have the bread also. So we have accepted as an Indian food culture. Now these are the pictures of the Indian thali. Thali is a whole platter, includes the different types of the ethnic foods. That is the concept of the thali. So this is a Gorkha thali with the rice is a staple food, the different type of the fermented, non-fermented products. And then Assamese food, of course, rice is a staple food with the different types of fish. And the Bengali food, fish is a very important items. And like Kashmiri thali, so Kashmiri, they don't, the staple diet is bread, uh, and Manipuri thali and South Indian thali. So if you go to the European, this is the European or American Australian meal that I told you the loaf is a staple food and followed by many hams, the sauces and all. That this is a Japanese, Chinese and Korean. The staple food is a rice. Of course, they eat a little bit of rice. Everywhere is a rice and with the different type of the fermented and non-fermented products. Another in the food cultures, the feeding practice is very important. There are three types of feeding practices. One is by hand. So practice of washing hands and the mouth before taking meals were common during the Vedic period, and which is a part and parcel of the dietary ethics of the Hindus. Now another is the sitting. Another one is by using the hand, washing hand, or by washed hand. Then another is by sitting on the floor, the traditional cultures. Uh, Let while having a food as a practice tradition in India is a yogic posture called Sukhasans, which is said to massage the abdominal muscles, activate blood circulation in the lower part of the body, and to increase uh, palatability. I will just explain you how it works and all. In our stomach, we have the mechanisms that when we eat, for example, now I'm talking to you, I've just had my breakfast. Now inside my abdomen, the food has been processed. Whatever I have eaten is a process. So our stomach, if it acts like a grinder, as you have seen in the kitchen, then the grinder makes a sound and it is a very rough. Of course, it has to go in the smaller particles, it has to be in the liquid form and it will go to the bloodstream. That has to be blended properly and all. So if our stomach acts like a blender or the blending machines and all, there will be a tremendous pain inside us. We cannot bear it. But the nature has made it in such a way that the food has to be blended, but it has to be blended in the stomata. That is called the stomata. So the muscles is being pressed and we don't feel anything. No pain, nothing, no feeling at all. But inside the food has been grinded, has been processed into the blood streams and all. So what is very important is the abdominal muscle. So when you, and meantime, after we eat, there's so many enzymes have to be secreted and that has to be digested from the complex to the simpler metals. It is all the molecules. So these are the, once you sit here, that this sukhasana in the yoga is said that it is the abdominal, because the main intention of that is also when you sit here, it will compress and it will give you the muscular, the circulations, and that will activate the enzymes inside it, and it helps in the proper digestion. I think I justified this sukhasana, the yoga, which has not been mentioned anywhere the mechanisms, but as a researcher, I explain in that way because it has correlated that the stomach, it will secrete the ample amount of the enzymes, and then which will help in the digestions and will have a digestive and will have no problem in sitting in the floor and eating it. This message goes to the young people. Now we don't sit at home and we don't sit on the floor while eating and all. So we use the table and all, and of course we don't use it, but I request all of you not to criticize this. Those who sit and all, don't say that they are the uncultured person. There is a scientific reasons and all. I think we must appreciate this. Then another is the chopstick, which is Oriental Asian, mostly Chinese, Korean, Japanese use the chopstick. Though the exact date of origin of chopsticks has not been recorded, the archaeological evidence of chopsticks were unearthed at Yunchu, the capital of China, within the Shang dynasty. Shang dynasty is very important in China for the cultural revolutions, for all the, especially the dietaries and the other revolutions, making chopstick at least 3,400 years ago. The use of chopstick being a more hygienic way of eating and convenient for handling the hot foods. In the beginning, chopsticks were used by royal and the aristocrat families during the 100 BCC, but during the Han Dynasty, another dynasty, which is very important dynasties in China, which has revolutionized many changes in the development of the Chinese history. So they made it the chopstick as a commoner, for the commoner. Now the use of the cutlery in the English word is cutlery is derived from the cutler, a craftsman skilled in the art of making knives. It was first documented only 1,000 years ago. Okay, by 17th century, the fork had arrived in Britain, but in far from the common use over the next 100 years. Now today, the set of cutler is convenient for eating the crust across the world, regardless of the ethnic origins. What I want to show to you is, if you go to if you want to go to the hand, it is almost the 6,000 years ago, and the chopstick is almost 4,000 years ago or 3,000 years ago, and it is just 1,000, and in England it has come just to 300 years, 300 or 400 years ago. But today we are very proud of using the cutlery and all. though many of our youngsters, they never use the hand, and they think in another way. But I think you should know the history that the using of the hand is the oldest practice in the world. Now, so there is a history that the dosa, idli, fermented food has been noted in the one centuries. The idli has been recorded 220. Dokla has been almost 1,000. Jalebi is for 1450. That papad is almost 2,500 years old. Then in dahi has been almost 8,000 years ago. That means one of the oldest fermented milk products in the world. Then during the Vedic period, based originally around the Indus river systems, alcoholic drink, somras, was also common and worshipped as a liquid god Soma. So the drinking of the alcohol is also the part of the Indian cultures. It has been documented in the histories. Then the fermented millets called the sura, the somra, sura, have already been documented in the histories, especially during the Indus Valley civilizations. The kinema, a fermented sticky soybean food, which I'll explain to you, is almost 2,500 to 3,000 years ago. The historical description of the Chang or the Chi, this alcoholic beverages, has described in 1800 by the Hooker. Like in the Gazette of Sikkim, the historical the descriptions of the fermented foods and the beverages have been described in 1928. What is fermented food? Any raw materials, whether it's a plant or animal origin, is subjected to the microorganisms which produce enzymes, and they convert into the product which has got a different flavor, different taste, different textures, and which is culturally or organoleptically accepted as a food, is called the fermented food or the alcoholic beverages. For example, milk, and if it is being fermented, it is dahi. So if you compare the milk and dahi, the product is different, the taste is different, the flavor is different, the texture is different, and it is all done by the microorganism. Same in the idli also, say rice and the legume. You have seen the rice, you have seen the legume, black gram. If you ferment it, mix it, and you get a product, is idli or dosa, which is completely different. Different text, different taste, different flavor, different textures, and different color also. So that is a fermented food. So there are more than 5,000 varieties of the major and minor fermented food in the world, which are consumed as a staple, curry, side dish, fried, paste, seasoning, condiment, pickle, etc. Daily per capita consumption of fermented food is 5 to 10, 40% of the daily meals intake. In India, there are more than 350 major and minor fermented food, out of which 50% are from the Northeast. So different types of fermented foods, fermented vegetables, which are fermented with lactic acid bacteria, fermented legume, which are fermented with the bacillus, mold, lactic acid bacteria, fermented cereals, milk, fish, meat, root, the amino starters, fermented beverages, and there are miscellaneous fermented foods like vinegar, miang, the fermented tea, cocoa, this is your chocolate, the pita, the fermented egg. Culturable and non-culturable microorganisms. Culturable means the organisms which can be cultured in the lab, and there are several microorganisms which cannot be cultured in the microorganisms. We have to extract the DNA directly from the samples from the food, and they are called the non-culturable microorganisms. And ferment majority of the global fermented food and beverages. The role of the microorganisms, they transfer the chemical constituent of the raw materials of the plant or the animal sources, then hereby enhancing the nutritional value in some fermented product, enriching with improved flavor, textures, prolong the shelf life, fortify with the health promoting bioactive compounds, vitamins, minerals, producing antioxidants, and the antimicrobial compounds and the probiotic functions. Now I'll just tell you about, I told you about the good guys. The microorganisms are the good guys. The microorganisms which are present in our body is a good guy. You know, the human gastrointestinal tract houses more than 10 to the power 14 microbial cells within 1,000 to 1,000 to 1,500 diverse bacteria types, mostly in the colon. So our human body, the whole human body, anyone, whether it's African, whether it's Indian, whether it's Chinese, whether it is a Korean, or any Russian, any human being in this world has this much of the microorganisms inside us. They are all our friends. They are all our friends. When the corona goes inside that, they all activate. All of them activate. They all unite. They are our army, and they try to fight them also. That is why the majority of the cases the corona positive have, if you see the majority, if you see the death rate and the recovery rate is very high because our own systems has got the army, and this army comprised of all the good guys, good microorganisms with inside, and they have their different roles. They are also Navy. Some of them are Navy. Some of them are Army. Some of them are Air Force. Some of them are the combat anti-terrorists. Some of them are police. Some of them are paramilitary. Whatever they have a role. So they play their role, and we should be very proud of that. All these microorganisms, which are all good guys. And till now, very recently, only the scientists, now we have a group, we are now writing the whole textbook in the world. We are telling the people that these are the good guys, and we must acknowledge these good guys and all. Recently, after I think the 5-6 years, now the science of the human microbiome has come and telling all the students, all the people that these are the good guys and all. And now in the corona, the pandemic, I think we must acknowledge that these are the microorganisms which are very important to us. So in the gut microbiota, they have got a different type of the functions. Now the foodomics, the foodomics and the metabolomics, the nutraceuticals. Now the concept of the balanced diet, what is the balanced diet? Is the protein, fat, carbohydrate, this and that. It has gone now. So we'll cover in the food molecules. What is very important is the bioactive compounds. The compound, the particular molecule which can cure cancer, the particular molecule which will reduce your blood pressure, the particular molecule which will maintain your the sugar level, which will reduce your obesity. So these are all the bioactive compounds, which is called the nutraceutical food also. So the foodomics is a new discipline that is the food and the nutrition aspect through application of the advanced omics technologies, which in turn improve the health consumers. And so I request the Department of Food Science and Technology, Professor Roy, when you change your syllabus, you just consult me. I will send the syllabus to you. I think you must incorporate these new topics in the food. These are very latest topics in the food science and technology. You must include the foodomics, metabolomics, and all. So foodomics allows holistic evaluation of the health benefits of the different foods by incorporating the data obtained from the genomics, transcriptomics, the proteomics, and the metabolomics, which are known to play the significant roles. Now, what is metabolomics? Is the metabolomics has the both targeted, untargeted metabolites. The metabolites, these are very important nowadays. The scientists are more interested in the food nutrition, foodomics, or the metagenomics. They're more interested on the targeted and untargeted. Mostly untargeted the metabolites, which has got a very minor, short molecules, but they have got a very high potentiality in the different health to promote the health benefits in the consumers. So these are all the metabolic and the analysis of the metabolic mix goes like the GCMS, LCMS, the mass spectrometry, and we get a data, and we get a KEGG data, the database, and we compare with the metabolomics data, KEGG, that is the hypothetical data, the predictive metabolism, and we can target. So which organism is necessary to cure the cancer? Which microorganism is necessary to enhance the holistic health benefits? So this can be designed, and so that academically we can design the food. Now, ethnomicrobiology, as I told you, the practiced by the ancient Indian peoples in Indus Valley civilizations. So the spontaneous or the natural back-sloping type, because they did not know what was science, what was microbiology, what was going on. They only know how to get a good product for their consumption. So these are the fermented foods and all. So by now, by application of the culture-independent technique, that is metataxonomic, the functional metagenomics, and the bioinformatics, what we call the omics, then we can get a complete microbial community, including the bacteria, fungi, yeast, virus, and archaea. Almost 10 years ago, this technology has not come. So we have to isolate the bacteria separately. We have to isolate the fungi separately. We have to isolate the yeast separately, virus, and there was no archaea. We could not isolate the archaea. And to isolate virus also very difficult and all. But nowadays, in the one board, in the one system, that is what we call the shotgun sequencing. I'll tell you. I'll show you in the later on. And just in one DNA of that food, you get an entire profile: the bacteria, fungi, yeast, virus, archaea also, the virus also. There are some viruses in the food, which are of course not like the corona. So that is mostly the bacteriophage. The bacteriophage which kills the bacteria, the beneficial bacteria. They don't kill the human being, they don't affect the human being, but they affect the beneficial bacteria, that is called the bacteriophage. So some foods may have that also. So we are trying to have a mechanism to isolate them, to deactivate them also. So we get the entire complete microbial community. Then after that, predictive gene functionality, which gives the entire the targeted, untargeted metabolites, and that will ultimately give a clear picture of the health benefits and the disease profile also. So what are the organisms which are responsible for the disease profile, so we can get, so that we can design the food and we can have a nutraceutical or the functional food. Now, as I told you that in the first slide, that the gastronomics, that soybean is very important food in the eastern Himalayas, like Darjeeling Hills, Sikkim, and Manipur, and all part of the north is soybeans. So this is soybean. This is which called the batmas. Okay, so this is the batmas, then which is called batmas. This is the soybeans which are grown in the Himalayas, and there are two types of soybeans, and these are being consumed as a roasted, or the fried, or the boiled, and it's fermented also into the product called kinema. So these are the different type of the fermented soybean product in the northeast: kinema of Sikkim and Darjeeling Hills, then Hawaii in Manipur, Torangba in Meghalaya, then Bekam in Mizoram, Peruvian in Arunachal Pradesh, Okhoni in Nagaland. So if you see the diversity of the fermented soybean food, so it is mostly in the eastern part of Nepal and this type. Then probably the origin of this fermented food, soybeans in the world, I'll show you the slide, might have been in the eastern part of Nepal. The historical, it was the Terotho, Limbuban. It was called the Limbuban. The Limbu is one of the oldest ethnic communities in the Himalayas. So that is the land of the Limbuban. Now it is in the eastern part of Nepal. So Darjeeling and Bhutan also is very popular. And Arunachal Pradesh, they call it Perian, Peron, Namsing. There are so many vernacular names and all. So then in Nagaland, it is called Okhoni or Oxon. And there is a picture also, the one Bollywood picture was also made on Oxon. I think the youngsters might have seen. I have also seen this picture. And in Manipur, it is Hawaija, and Mizoram, it is Bekam. And in Myanmar, it is Pipo. Unfortunately, the fermented soybean food is not popular, not been consumed. We have not recorded in Assam. Though Ahom people have got several fermented products, other foods, but not the soybean. Same in Tripura also. Tripura also, only some Chakma communities they eat. they prepare, then we could not find the fermented soybean food enough. Otherwise, in all Northeast, they have a fermented soybean food. The fermented soybean foods in Assam are being consumed in the bordering to Bhutan and bordering to Arunachal, Nagaland, Meghalaya. So these are all our publications and all. Now this is what I call the rest with the shotgun sequencings, which we have done that you can get in kinema, the fermented soybean, the entire, the bacteria, the eukaryotes, that means the fungi, yeast and all, virus, and the unclassified, that is the archaea. So you get an entire picture of this. This is the latest technologies, the metagenomics, the shotguns. With the shotgun and with the support of the bioinformatics, we can decode the genes and come into the metataxonomic profile. So these are the pictures how we get it. The Firmicutes is the dominant and all these are the different types of these. I'm not going into details of this. I'm just going into this is the bacterial community present in the kinema, which we collected from Nepal, from India and Bhutan also. And we are studying that their diversity, evolutionary pattern, and different types of distributions of the bacteria. Among bacteria also, there are bacillus, there are lactic acid bacteria, there are so many other bacteria and all. Then, and the filamentous molds, then the yeast, the virus, the archaea. So entire microbial community is present in that particular food also. Though they are in the minor, they are in the lesser percentage, but their existence is very important. Their role may not be known, but they are present in the naturally fermented product. This is how we have done it. So I'm not going into details. And this is very, very beautiful pictures of that. So among this entire microorganism, the product belongs to Bhutan, the kinema, the same product kinema of Bhutan, the kinema of India, the kinema of Nepal. Though the product looks quite similar, they are similar. The terminology is same, kinema. They also called kinema. The mode of consumption is also same. They make a curry and all. But the slight, because of the climatic change and the locational, geographical locations and all, they change the microbial diversity also. So this means there are some unique microorganisms which are present only in the Indian kinema, and these are present only in Nepal kinema, and these are present only in Bhutan kinema. This is very, very unique. We do what we call the unique genera. The unique genera, common genera, and the shared genera. So same in the fungi also. These are all different types of predictive functionalities, and I'm not going into the details of that. So bacillus, when we have done this work almost 20 years, 20, 25 years, we could isolate only bacillus subtilis by the cultural method, only one species. Now with the shotguns or this high throughput sequencing, this is high throughput sequencing, 25 species. The shotgun with the data is not shown. Is almost 150 species by the shotgun. So bacillus has several species present in that same product. Because of the ignorance of the technologies, the product is same, which we studied 25 years ago or 30 years ago by the limited the methodologies or the cultural thing, because there was no development of the omics or the bioinformatics or the metagenomics. So we had to depend on the cultural. So we could detect only bacillus subtilis. But now with the advent of the high throughput sequencing 24/7 and even the shotgun sequence, the more advanced 130 species. The data is not shown here. So that means it depends on the technology. But in the nature, it doesn't mean that these are present in the new kinema. It is not like that. It was there centuries also. So this organism, this traditional food, we must regard, we must preserve it, because they house a huge diversity of the microorganisms, which the human scientists or the human being could not decode them. Now, because of the advanced technologies are now we are decoding and see the huge diversity, and all of them have a particular role for the health benefits. Now, this is a very important the model which we have designed it and all. This is the the different type of the the microorganisms and the functionality. Which microorganism, which bacillus is related to the amino acid? The amino acid, there are several amino acids, serine, glutamic acid, so many acid, the amino acids are there. Which particular genus or the species is responsible for glutamic acid or some other acid, amino acids, or the fatty acid, or the other bioactive compounds, the vitamin synthesis and all. So this picture shows, with the help of the bioinformatics, we have made these designs. And another is we did a whole genome sequencing. The whole genome sequencing is very easy nowadays. So where we can get the entire gene, the location of gene, which gene is responsible for causing the disease, which gene is responsible for increasing the protein intake, or so many things also. So what we have done is that in this, if you see here, it is the immunity, sorry. The red color indicated the immunity protein. So we talk about in the corona pandemic, the immunity protein, which is present in the fermented soybean food, the protein-rich food, and which is a traditionally, naturally fermented soybean food prepared in the East, in the Northeast. This has got the immunity boosters and all. This has been proved by us, and we published the paper also. Now, another is this fermented soybean food has the PGA, polyglutamic acid, which we are doing, and it has got several health promoting benefits. It will help in the digestion. It is used in the pharmaceuticals companies also, but they extract the synthetic. This is the natural. So we are working, we have a project, we are working with in collaboration with the National Institute of Nutrition. So we are about to finish within the 6-7 months. I think we'll come with this, the purified PGA. We have already done. We have not published yet because we are just waiting for the final conclusions. So hopefully that we are getting a very good results and all. This, if we be successful, I think we'll be the first to synthesize the PGA in the natural formation. That is by the Bacillus subtilis. That is the Bacillus subtilis and other species also. Now, the kinema fermented soybean food has got the several health promoting, the cheapest source of plant protein. It got all amino acids, the linoleic acid, then phytosterols, cholesterol lowering effect. So it will help in the hypertension also. The vitamin riboflavin, niacins, increased during the fermentation. It has got the antioxidants, and it has got the group B saponin, which has got the several health promoting benefits. So similar product in Asia is Daochi. In the southern part of China, it is called Daochi. And in Thailand, it is called Phua Nao. It is being fermented and dried. Then this is Pibok. This is like kinema, and they dry it like paper. They call it Pibok. And in Japan, it is called natto. This is the highly sticky, the PGA. This is a polyglutamic acid. And in Korea, it is called chungkokjang. So we collected all the samples from this all countries and all. So kinema and the related, like Hawaii in Northeast and all, Pibok in Myanmar, Daochi in the southern part of China, and chungkokjang in Korea, the natto in Japan, then chiang in Laos, and the Phua Nao in the northern part of Thailand. So we did the 16S RNA sequencing, and we found the similarity. The 99% of the bacillus is similarity. So it concludes that this type of the sticky fermented soybean food is being prepared only in these countries. You don't find the Daochi in the mainland of China, the other part of China. So you don't find the Xiang in the Cambodia. You don't find in the Vietnam. You don't find in the other part of Thailand. Even this is being prepared only in the Chiang Mai, northern part of China. Because of our research of 25, when we published this paper, then even the 20 years ago when I went to 25 years in Thailand, they hardly knew about the Thua now. Only those people who are coming from the northern Thailand, they said. Nowadays, if you go there, they say, yes, Thua now is our Thai food, is everywhere. In Thailand, everyone say that, yes, Thua now, but originally it was in north, when there was no population. Pivot, of course, entire Myanmar and all. So you don't find this type of the fermented soybean fruit in Vietnam or Malaysia or Philippines or Taiwan and other parts. Of course, they have a different type of fermented food, not a sticky one. And here also, not in the Bangladesh, only in Bhutan, Nepal, and eastern part, northeast part of India. You don't find in West Bengal. You don't find in other parts of the thing. Even Nepal also, only in the eastern part of it. You don't find in Kathmandu and Western. Now, the 25 years ago in Kathmandu, the people of Kathmandu never heard about kinema. Only few said that no, it is being consumed in the eastern part of Nepal. Now, last time they invited me there and they said kinema is their national food. I said no, it is an Indian food. It was us. That's everybody. So now it is kinema is not called the Northeast food. Everywhere it is called the Indian kinema. In Japanese literature, Chinese literature, everywhere it is a kinema, the Indian kinema. So we should be proud of that because we are all Indians. Every community's food, language, their dress, everything goes to the nation. It's a nation identity. So national identity is very important. So my dear students, friends, dear students, where whatever you do the research, whatever you do for your own degree and all, but don't forget that you are contributing the recognitions of your nations. Whatever you do, when you publish any paper, the name of your university will always be there. The name of your department will, of course, your name will be there, your supervisor name will be there, but at the same time, your affiliation is there, your department and all. Then when your affiliation, your university is there, your state is also there, but your country is also there. So whenever they compile any publishers, they don't go for your university-wise or the state-wise or thing. They go by the country-wise. So always remember, whatever you do the research, a fine research published, you are contributing a nation's name, a nation's pride, and that is very important. And now we did the 16S RNA 2022. Now at present, we are doing the same product and all. Now the technology has come, the shotgun sequencing, evolutionary pattern. I think it may take 1 year. We are already doing, we have already collected the different fermented soybean foods of Asia. So by this shotgun sequencing, I think the whole pattern will come. Then we can conclude that whether kinema has diversified to natto, or whether the natto has come to kinema or daochi, whether Chinese daochi has come to kinema. But as per our history, the Indus Valley civilization, the food history, the anthropology, have supported that the Buddhism has gone from this side. By the advent of the Buddhism, they started eating the vegetarian food, and a very good source of protein, the vegetarian protein food is soya beans. So monks have carried it. The history has given that. So that is also one justification. But to justify that scientifically, substantial, so scientific, the proof, we are working on that, the microorganisms. And by 16S RNA, we could prove that it has diversified kinema. But with the help of the shotgun sequencing, I think we may conclude to that also. Now, these are the different types of the non-sticky fermentable. That is soyu, soya sauce of Japan, tempeh, the fermented, there's a rhizopus, is fermented by the filamentous molds, tempeh of Indonesia, soya sauce of China, then dongjum of Korea. So miso of Japan, this is miso soup, daochi of China, then sufu. The tofu is a non-fermented soybean food. Then if the tofu is fermented, it is called sufu. Now we go to the fermented cereals. Sourdough is a fermented bread of Europe and America. Naan, India, dosa, idli. Now, naan is very popular in Japan. So it is sold in the Japanese departmental stores with the Japanese name. I've taken this picture, the Indian naan in Japan. And Naan is also popular in China. When I was served the dinner, and they said that, would you like to have a Chinese bread? I said, okay, fine. So when I tasted, I said it is very similar to our naan. Yes, it is from India also. They call it nanu. So they call it nanu, but it is not nanu. It is our naan only. So these are the different idli, kalam of Kerala, then gulgutia of Himachal Pradesh, chira of Himachal Pradesh, of course jalebi. Then this is roti is very popular in the Himalayas. These are fermented food. They have published several papers. Then there are different types of fermented soybean food. We call it gundruk. Uh, then this is the gundruk pickles. Then similar to gundruk in Korea, it is called kimchi. Then shaokai in China, the sauerkraut of Germany. So this is the traditional method of how the gundruk is being prepared. And if the radish taproot is fermented, it is called shinki. If the leaves are fermented, it is gundruk. So radish taproot is fermented by the peat fermentations. So these are all our publications and all. And there are several types of fermented bamboo products also with the different names in the Northeast. These are all publications. And there are fermented milk products in the world like yogurt, cheese, and all. This is kefir, kumish of Russia, then nunu of Ghana, then churpi. Of course, you might have seen this. This is hard churpi. Then this soft churpi. This is a churpi curry, dahi, lassi, shrikant. And in Bengal, you have a lal dahi. Nobody has worked on lal dahi. So this is very indigenous to Bengal and I think in the particular regions. So these are the different types of milk products in the eastern Himalayas, mostly in Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. So we did both culture dependent and culture independent. So this gives the entire picture of the how the microbial diversity exists with the huge colossal diversity in the microorganisms. So this is the publication of scientific reports of the natural fermented milk products and all. Then some of them have got the probiotic properties also. So we go in the PCR production, PCR methods, assay and all. So we have identified few genes for the probiotic properties and all. So this is one, as I told you that we have designed one the technique and how to correlate the microorganisms with the different types of the predictive functionalities and all. So these are the genes which we have derived from the whole genome sequencing and different probiotic genes are responsible for different types of probiotics and all. So importance of the probiotics in the ethnic food is that in the heat, like it protects the diarrhea, allergy, reduction of serum, cholesterol, prevention of colon cancer, elevation lactose tolerance, and stimulate the immune systems. So this has been done in our lab. So there are different types of traditions which are fish products also. Like we call it as Shitra, Sakuti, and all. This is dry fish, Sukakomata. And this is a very unique type of the fermentation in Manipur. They call it nari. Nari is one of the most delicious food. Every house in Manipur, if you go, especially in mighty community in Impal, they eat this every just like in Bengal, the fish, that is non-fermented fish, that's a fresh fish. But in Manipur, they prefer the fermented fish, and the fermentation is done by this. It's a very unique type, and it is one of the most popular and the most delicious food. Maybe the non-consumers may not like it because of the flavor. Because of the flavor, they like it. All the Manipuri people, they like this and all. So food is defined by the choice. The food which I like, Professor Roy dislike it. The food which Professor Roy likes, I dislike it. I don't like it. So everybody has a pituitary gland. Everybody has a choice, the preference of their. The food which is prepared by the father is not prepared by the son. So it is not like that. Every person has his own choice of the color, the own choice of the food also. Depends on the flavor, textures, and all. So some people like a very strong flavor food, like the Chinese, Japanese foods, the Northeast foods are very strong flavor. What is called the umami flavor. So what is umami flavor is when the protein is being broken down to the amino acid. that is the proteolysis, the flavor is generated. That flavor is being liked by the some communities and all. Some like the milk flavor. Some like a very mild flavor. Some like a strong flavor. So, and some like a very sour food. Some like a alkaline food. So everybody has his own choice. On that, this is how our traditional food has been designed, has been produced, and we have been consuming for centuries to centuries. So this is another the sitra pickles and all. Then these are different types of dried fish sold in in Guwahati, and these are all our publications. And recently we have published using the high throughput sequencing. Then these are all the different types of the microbial communities, and these are all the different types of the sharing. Is the unique genera. What are the unique genera present in the particular product and all. And these are all the correlations with the microorganisms and the functionality, predictive functionalities and all. And there are different types of fermented milk products, like in American, the sauces, the salami and all. We also have the sauces in India, like a beef sausage. This is a fried, this is a dried the meat product, and this is the pork cargium, the sausage. Then this is the beef sausage, and this is a fermented yak meat product, which is very unique. It's present in the North Sikkim, and these are the different types of sauces. Like these are the meat products in Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. So we did all also by applying the high throughput sequencing and all. So I'm not going into details of this. And the people may raise the questions whether these foods are safe for consumptions or not. So we did the test. We did the enterotoxin gene test, the genetic test on it. So, and of course, ELISA tests and all type of the kits we have used, and we have done the genetic tests also. When we applied the genetic test, no enterotoxin genes were present in this food. So that means they are safe. Most of the strains were sensitive to all classes of antibiotics, and they are safe for consumption after roasting, frying, and boiling. So enterotoxins are not present at all. This is the evidence which we publish in the food control and the frontiers in microbiology. So these are the publications. Now we go to the starter culture. As I told you, the wine is not a culture. So, but we drink. We have the alcohol consumption is a culture since Indus Valley civilization. So the preparation of the alcohol goes by using the starter culture. That is called the amides of the alcohol producing starters. These are called the MRSA, and which is the similar of the starter cultures in China is called the Yakyu, the Nuruk of Korea, the Main of Vietnam, Ragi of Indonesia, and then Lupang Thailand. And you see, these are the varieties of the starter cultures in Northeast. And this is how the starter culture is being prepared and all. I just want to show you the pictures of this. This is what is called the 1990 and 2015. So when I visited in East Sikkim, there's one Basilaka, the name of that village is Basilaka. In 1990, when I visited, this lady was preparing marsa, and I interviewed her. She said that she prepared, she's economically dependent on that. She prepared it, and her sons go to the nearby market and sell it. And whatever the earning is being made, it is spent on the children's education, buying the essential commodities, this and that. And also, this is the traditions and which she has learned from her mother, and mother has learned from grandmother, and so on. It is a hereditary, the secret of the preparation of the starter cultures, which is used to ferment the different type of the alcoholic beverages. So after 25 years, I visited with my students, again the same village. I did not know whether she was alive or dead and all. And the house was also slightly different. Then I think they have made a new house. This her son and daughter-in-law, they invited. And when I said that we wanted to see the thing, and when I slightly, then she also recognized me, I also recognize it. Then I said that, दीदी, are you, आप जब मैं 90 साल में आया था, आप वही हैं? हाँ, मैं वही हुई सर. तो घर, उसका घर, only the thing is that our house, she is still in the old house, and her son have made a good house just above her. So if you see, the thing is that so interesting that even after 25 years, she looks the same, physical appearance, mentally, everything is health-wise, she is fine. And very important thing is that at 25 years old, she is following the same professions. But only the very interesting thing is that I told this slide to all the government agencies everywhere. She has not improved economically. Same thing, same traditions, same doing and all. So when she is preserving so much, what is this starter is actually, it contains all types of the consortium. The bacteria, the filamentous molds, the amylolytic amylase starts breaking the filament molds, the alcohol producing yeast, the fiber producing antimicrobial probiotic producing bacteria, all are here. These are on the subculturing. When they prepare it, they put the old starter cultures. That is a backsloping. So this is nothing but it is preserving, conserving, subculturing the microorganisms for several years. She has been doing, her mother was doing, her grandmother was doing, grandmother was doing. But the matcha makers' life, their lifestyle, nothing has been protected, nothing has been, no financial institution has recognized giving the loan, no cottage industries has come. This is just being doing and all. So I think this is a very worth noting. I have not visited all part of the West Bengal, but I desire to go. That there are in Midnapur, Professor Keshav was telling in Midnapur, sir, आप आइए वहाँ भी ऐसे करते हैं tribal लोग. So I think we must have a survey work there, and we must protect. And very important thing to the government is we have to give as a scientist that what they are doing for us. They're conserving the very essential microorganism for us. All good guys, all good bacteria are being prepared by them. We will not see in the alcohol product, but they are preserving a very good guys, which may be exploited for the other purposes also. This is one idea and all. So these are the microorganisms present in the starter cultures, the Saccharomyces, yeast Saccharomyces, and all. That these are the different of the filamentous molds. It looks very, the mold, but moldy, but they are good molds. These are all good guys, not bad guys. So we have already published this. These are all the different of the publications and all. So, and then now we have recently encountered some probiotic activities in the amyloid starters. They have more than the 50% polarity in the pH and the bile conditions, and some of them the hydrophobicities and so on. Now this is the millet, the finger millet, which is grown in the high altitude in the eastern Himalayas and all. And this is being not, this is, it has contains a very high calciums and the minerals and the calorie, high calorie and all. And they are all gluten free. And they are not being used as a stable food because rice is popular, wheat is popular as a food, but the finger millet is not popular as a food. So the people, the ancient peoples have invented a technology to prepare into the beverages. So they boil it, put the starters and fermentations, and they call it the chang or the jar, which is being consumed by everyone. Everybody likes it because it has got the sweet, mild, alcoholic flavor and all. It has got the vitamins, amino acids, high calories, and the bioavailability of the minerals also. So these are all, and the alcohol content is less than beer. These are all publications. And the similar product in Japan is called the sake, the makuli, the fermented rice product of Korea. Now in Sikkim, bati jar, we call it bati. Bati means bath rice. It is still at home, but in Korea, it is the same. It is marketed, and they are earning more than 10 million US dollar in 2016. This might have gone in Korea. In Japan also, they call it biju. Biju is a very big business in China. And toddy is, we are working on the toddy also. The West Bengal toddy is very important. And recently we have applied the high throughput sequencing, and we are doing the shotgun sequencing also. So with this, we have encountered many microorganisms, both bacteria and the fungi also. And some bioactive compounds are also present in the toddy. So toddy is very important because in Kerala, it is already in Kerala, they have already constituted a toddy board. So government is encouraging the toddy. They have given the license. They encourage the people, the farmers, to go for the thing also. And hopefully that if we have this good the publications and the good report and all, we can also suggest to the West Bengal government and the Odisha government, because the coconut farming is very high in this area. The people can economically dependent on that, and if it is being recognized, and the FSSI, I'm also the member of the FSSI. We have already taken the policy matter to recognize these some alcoholic beverages, and I'm heading that. I have already submitted the report. Now it is being hopefully that by next year it may be recognized. So these are all different types of the health benefits of the fermented food: the cancer prevention, lowering blood cholesterol, protection from osteoporosis, and so on. So I'll just go to the lifespan of the world. The WHO result of 2019. Monaco is a small country, the second smallest country in the world, bordering with the France in Europe, with a population of around 40,000, 39,000, around about 40, now it's 40,000. All rich people, very rich people, live in the small island away from France. And of course, their longevity is very high because they have got a very good lifestyle and all. But initially, it was Japan. The average the longevity is 85.77. I've studied in Japan also the longevity of that. Their longevity is because of they have a very simple soybean food, soybean based food, the fermented soybean food. They eat a lot of vegetables. They eat the yogurt probiotic food, and they eat a lot of proteins. The protein food is very important, and they eat not meat but the fish, especially the raw fish and all, and a very good environment. And the people, the longevity is well. Even I have the I met the person's my friend's father, 115 years old, and he's still okay talking with me. Then thing the longevity is very high because of the food and all. Then USA and Bhutan is also improving as sort of very good, because Bhutan is a very disciplined country, and they still practice to their cultural practice, organic farming and all. Then India is also now improving, is 69, almost 70. I hope that the longevity of India will also increase. Now, the ethnic food tourism, Jatiya Khan Paryatan, is very important relevance to the present day to the growth of the tourist industries. What the Honorable Vice Chancellor was referring it, that foods and alcoholic beverages are very vital components of the tourism experience. Movement and the interaction of the tourist sense of the respect for the traditional ethnic foods serve to the link of enjoyment. Whenever we visit any new places, and we would like to taste their food. We would like to see their cultures. We would like to know their the cultural habits and all. So that is how we enjoy by visiting the different the places and the different countries. So major components of the food tourism are the ethnic foods. Wherever we go, like in Japan, wherever you go, you have to have a Japanese food. In Korea, Korean food. In China, Chinese food. Nowadays, in India also, that concept has come. Otherwise, we are always giving the same bread, butter, toast, this and that, and all, the pizza. So we can have that also. But if you go to Bengal, Calcutta, or different places, you should serve with the Bengali traditional food and all. So the people may or may not like, the tourists may or may not like it, but at least some of them will have taste, and that will create so many things. They will, of course, the food, the ethnic food, and they will ask what is it. Then the proper explanation has to be given. So they will carry that message, the history, the culture, or everything. And some foods are very popular also. They may like it. They may adopt it also. Like I have adopted some Japanese food in my home. I study in Japan, and I have every day I eat some Japanese food and all I know. So some of the foods may be liked by the persons. It will be the part and parcel of that person also. Like alcoholic drink display in the presentable form, traditional utensil dishes, visit to the live ethnic food production site, local markets, culture and heritage and all. So now this is how we present is international tourism destinations is in 2019. This is also the France has the highest number of the tourists, almost 9 crore of the tourists they visited every year in 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016. Almost 10 years France comes in the first and all. Of course, India has only 101 crore the tourist visits in India. Why? The case study of the tourism which I have studied is France attracts the highest number of tourists worldwide, reaching almost 9 crores, more than their population. The population is only 6.7 crores. What is the secret? Is just the delicious food and the wine of France served in the inexpensive traditional restaurants that offer the local agricultural products. The main cuisine of France is cheese, the fermented milk product, and the wine, fermented beer. So the even the people from Germany, when I was in Karlsruhe, in the southern part of Germany, they go to the France because the France, the German wine, the South German wine is also very delicious. But the people, those and the, from Europe, they can only test whether they like the Belgium wine or the French wine or the English wine or the German wine. But most of them like the French wine. And I also tested the French. I could not distinguish much of the French wine and the German wine. But the people like it and they go every weekend, every holidays. They just go because border is very open for everyone. They go and all and they do. And the Germans, when enter France, they are tourists. They are international tourists, the foreign tourists. So the incoming of the tourist ratio is definitely increased. So France, because of the wine and the cheese, and the French famous high cuisines introduced by the chef La Marine in 17th century will dominate the modern French cuisine. So this chef has dominated the 17th centuries, dominate the modern, and this hot cuisine is very popular in France. Because of the food, the tourists visit and there are more than 5,000 the inexpensive restaurants in Paris. So this is just a picture of the wine tourism. Where these are the wine yards, and they prepare the wine. And when they collect the grape and all, then these grapes are put in the grape. This is a traditional way, and it has to be mashed. That's it. Now it is being mashed automatically and all, but traditionally they mash. So mashing the grapes to make it the liquid before fermentation is very tedious work. So what they used to do that also, ये लोग जो गांव में जितने भी लड़की है, तो the young girls, they invite that in the Sunday and all the elders persons. So they invite all the young girls to come and join and for the dance. So all the young girls used to come and wash their feet, and they go inside the big ball, and that is according the music and all. And with the music they dance it. So the main purpose of the dancing, enjoying, is actually the mashing with the leg, the feet. They're mashing the grapes and all. So with the enjoyment and all. And once the boys come to know that all the girls from this village and the adjacent village have come to that particular place and they're dancing, then the boys also come. Boys are uninvited. Girls are invited. The elder people are so clever, they never invite the boys because boys will automatically come. They will be activated. So when the young girls are dancing, the young boys also come and they're dancing and they enjoy. Okay, and they mash it. The purpose of main tradition is the mashing and all. Then after that, it will go for the fermentation. So this type of the site is still make it as a tourist attractions. The tourists, the Japanese tourists, the Chinese tourists, the American tourists, the Australian tourists, even the Indian tourists, they go, the tour operator, They make a payment. They are sent to the wine the yard. Then wine site, they pay some euro. They make a good money and they enjoy this. They take a photo and all. My concept is, why not we do the same in India? Our tourists only go there and there. Why not they make a tour operators take to some village where the lal dahi is being prepared, where the traditional fish is being processed in Bengal, where the toddy is being prepared. The American tourists, the Japanese tourists, the Chinese tourists will be so, a Korean tourists will be so happy to pay $1, $100, or $200 per day to see that, because they will never get this type of the live videos, live the scene in that. So this is my request to all the tour operators to do this also. So same in Indonesia. This is what I visited in Indonesia. Then I've seen that the cassava is very important and all. The cassava is being fermented just like our alcoholic beverage. That is called the tape alcohol. As you know that the Indonesia has got a mixed religions. The Buddhism also came there in the 4th century. Then the Hindu influence of the Hindu. Then especially in the Bali, they completely Hindu and all. Nowadays is a fundamental is a Muslim country, and all because of the Muslim that the alcohol is being taboo, though not in the strict manner and all. So people have this is a traditional food. So people still ferment the cassava. First is the saccharifications. The cassava is boiled. They mix the ragi, the starter culture which I told you like marsa and all. Then it is starch is broken down into glucose. Then this is up to there. Then after that, the anaerobic fermentation for the alcoholic. Now what they have done is that they have stopped that anaerobic fermentations because alcohol is not being not allowed. But the fermentation is allowed. They have divided into the saccharification. So what they have done is that actually this cassava is for the alcoholic beverages. But what they have done is that they have done only up to the saccharification type. So if you see this picture, this is full of the molds, the filamental molds and all. Then this cassava is not so sweet, slightly bitter. But this cassava ferment is so sweet. It's a natural sugar. It's a completely starch to sugar. It is so good. And beside this Bangdum village, I've seen the big van, the air conditioned cooler van and all. So I asked the persons who have the professors who have accompanied me, why these vans have come? What is going on? No, they have come here. They are just waiting for this product, then they will take it. So all they buy it, they pay the money to them, then they take it and they go to they sell in the bakery companies. So in the bakeries, making the cake, loaves and all, they don't add the sugar, the synthesized sugar, the artificial sugar. They put the natural sugar, this. So this is completely organic type and the people are being benefited also. The consumers also benefited and all. So I'm trying to promote this type of the technology here also. We also have, so we are trying to do that also instead of the alcoholic beverages. And if you stop the fermentations, I think the food science and technology, they can do this also. And even in the Midnapur, they have the different, especially the ethnic people, they prepare the different the alcoholic beverages. Let them prepare. Don't try to stop their food preferences. That is their choice. The other thing is that at least you can stop that and keep up to, because every alcoholic beverages there's a saccharification, liquefaction, there's the anaerobic respiration, then anaerobic fermentation. So that saccharification, if you switch and make a new product, a sweet product, a non-alcoholic product, I think it will be sold like a hot cake with some value additions. So we did a lot of research and I converted into the academic program since 2008. In our postgraduate in Sikkim University of Microbiology, we have included the fermented foods and the beverages unit 3. The students admitted in our university should know the methods of production, mode of consumption, microbiology, nutrition, of any Himalayan fermented like Gundruk, Kinema, Choti, Soyabum, Nari, Indian food like dahi, idli, dosa, rabri, wadi, then natto, kimchi, and even African foods also, dawa, dawa, gari, then so on. Then the probiotics they should know, and they should know the cultural, non-cultural, culturable, the shotgun sequencing, all type of thing. So this is my team. This is our lab, all my PhD students and the postdoc students. And this is the book which I have written in 2010, the Himalayan Fermented Foods, Microbiology, Nutrition, and Ethnic Food, published by the CRC Press, Tyrone Frenches. In 2010, the Fermented Foods and Beverages of the World, also published by the CRC Press. Then this is 2015, the Health Benefits of the Fermented Foods, also published by the CRC Press. And the ethnic fermented foods and beverages of Asia, there are 42 Asian countries, but I could not get all the Asian countries. But in this book, the fermented food of Bangladesh also, the fermented food of Pakistan also. So in 2019 is the ebook, Microbiology Fermented Food, published by the Frontiers. Then this is a recent book, this is Ethnic Fermented Foods and Beverages of India, Science, History and Culture. So I try to give the history of the food culture in India. This is the latest book. And these are the very popular review articles which we have written, the diversity of the microorganisms, the global fermented foods, and it was published in 2016. And in the Frontiers in Microbiology, the impact factor is this. Until now, the citation is very high, the 306 till yesterday. And they are my friends, Professor William Holzhauer from Germany, then Professor Kozaki from Watanabe from Japan, and the functional properties of microorganisms and fermented foods. This citation is also good. And this is the recent paper which we had a meeting in 2018 in Singapore. The group of the fermented foods scientists, we made it with me and Professor Robert. We organized this in Singapore. And we decided to write a paper and all. Then they are all eminent scientists working in the different fields of the fermented food, published in the Comprehensive Review in the Food Science and Food Value. It's just published in, I think, March, and citation is very high now. Till within the 8 months, it is 25. I think it will go very high also. So, Dhanyavad. Now I finish my.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I think I have taken a long time.
No, we enjoy. Very good. Thank you, sir. You have given us a very good, encouraging lecture. We definitely incorporate some of your advice into our courses, definitely. I will send you my syllabuses also to you. And then let's see what we can improve ourselves. We should have a long-term relationships. Number of times I referred, even our Vice Chancellor is also interested in having a good relations with the collaborative projects, if possible, with your university. So we definitely will go for it. Now, sir, we are open for some questions. Now, one more question that is regarding kinema. Why relative abundance changes with locality from Nepal, Bhutan, and India? Relative abundances, densities of different cultures. You have seen the bacterial culture is changes. So why the relative abundancy of the strain, that is bacillus probably, will change with the locality? Could you hear me, sir?
Yes. No, I don't know what is how it has been done. We have done the relative abundance in the overall percentage. It depends on the geographical locations and the time of fermentation, because these are all the naturally fermented products. There is no standardized methods and all. It depends on the different types of the climatic change and different types of the fermentations procedures and the incubation period they use, and they will definitely affect the relative abundance of the microorganism. But overall, the abundance is seen in that way that the bacillus is the dominant, and they are all in the higher abundance.
Okay. And one more question, sir, one from students. That is, she wants to know the difference between the tofu is a popular, slowly is getting popular in West Bengal also. Tofu, the difference between tofu and tempeh. Could you please explain?
Tempeh.
Tempeh.
Okay, very good questions. Tofu is a non-fermented, it is Cajun-like, just like a chena. Okay.
Chana, right.
Tofu is just like a chena, but they are in the shape. So they are solidified. So they look sometimes like a cheese, so soft cheese, or something like a chena. And it is being fried or it has been eaten as it is. And tofu, the difference between chena and the tofu is, chena is from the milk product, and the tofu is from the soya milk product. It's not an animal milk. So then if you compare the chena and soya-based food has got the many the nutritional values, and it is very good and all. It's a plant protein food. Tofu is a fermented soybean food. It's a fermented food of Indonesia. Traditionally, is Indonesian and Netherlands, because the Dutch, Indonesia was a Dutch colony, so they have learned from the Indonesian. That now in Netherlands, the Dutch people also say that it is their food also. And in fact, the tofu is very popular in Netherlands because they have the technology and all. So tofu is a fermented soybean food fermented by the Rhizopus stenosis, Oligosporus. Yes.
And understand tempeh?
Tempeh, I told you, tempeh. I told you, tempeh is a fermented soybean food of Indonesia, fermented by the Rhizopus.
And tofu is also a fermented product?
No, it's not a fermented.
Okay, that's
no, tofu is not a fermented.
Sevak sir.
Yes,
Sevak sir, if you give the permission, then we can allow Sukanya Datta so that he can ask the questions, because he is asking some more question.
Okay. She is allowed to ask question. Okay, Sukanya, please go ahead.
Sukanya Datta, please unmute your mic and please.
So, my question is, what is the difference between chana and tofu or mozzarella cheese? Mozzarella cheese is obviously made of a soya product, but what is the basic difference between the mozzarella cheese and the chana?
What is that?
You repeat your question, please. Hello, Sugandha, please repeat your question.
Hello, sir. Did you listen me?
No, your voice is not clear.
There is very much noise coming from your end. So Sukanya, please slowly and be louder. Yes.
Okay. So my basic question is, what is the basic difference between the mozzarella cheese and chana?
Cheese and chana?
Yeah, so the difference between mozzarella cheese and chana, or any cheese product or chana?
No, cheese is a fermented, and the chana is just a casein. Is a separated purified casein. You know, the traditionally it is being the precipitated thing. But the cheese is a fermented. It is a fermentation. There's a ripening also, and there is a series of the microorganisms they involve, mostly the yeast and sometimes some molds also. So cheese has some different flavor and taste, and there is a ripening process also.
Sukanya, you got your answer, hopefully. Chana is not a fermented product.
It's clear.
Cheese is a fermented product. You can separate, you can make the chana by use of hydrochloric acid also. It's the separation of the chana from the milk itself. You know.
Casein. Protein.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, any more questions from your side? Hello.
So one more question coming from Suman Manna. What is the difference between dahi and yogurt?
Dahi and yogurt, sir. The difference between
Yogurt.
dahi and yogurt. They are the first year students.
Okay.
Hmm.
There is no difference at all. Okay. So dahi in English it is curd. Any fermented milk is a curd. So dahi is the Hindi name, is the Indian name, and it is known by that nomenclature. But in the yogurt is actually the word yogurt is coming from the Bulgarian language in the Europe, Bulgaria. So it is the almost same, but only the difference is the yogurt is more concentrated with the probiotics and slightly concentrated and all. So it is called the yogurt. But if you have the same type of the yogurt which is curd, which is being prepared like in dahi, in the traditionally in Europe with from the milk, then it is same. But what they do is that the yogurt is being marketed with the probiotics and the slightly more solidified, and it has got a slightly creamish or the whitish color. And our dahi is just traditional dahi. It's just the prepared from the milk, the buffalo or the cow milk or the yak milk, and we just consume.
Okay. How the taste differ, the yogurt and dahi, sir?
Obviously, that depends on the consumers, because I cannot tell.
No, this is a taste, means that the ingredients, how they changes in the yogurt and dahi, the ingredients has changes also. Is it because of the fermentation processes or method?
Obviously, no. The fermentation is in the yogurt. Traditional yogurt is being as a natural fermentation, black soaping, just like a dahi. But nowadays in the market, they add the starter cultures.
I see.
Some lactobacillus, ceroty, or some now mostly the probiotic the culture they. So now in our dahi, traditional dahi, we have we don't use any starters. These are all natural. But the mother dairy in Calcutta and the mother they try to, or the Amul or the Yakult, they try to inoculate some bacteria. They use the starter cultures. So they have a slightly different flavor and slightly sweet in taste, slight more texture, solidified and all. So our dahi depends on the different temperatures, different way of preparations and all.
Sir, one more question, that is how these fermented products, the quality of the fermented products, how they are validated? Is it validated regularly? Because most of the fermented products, as you have mentioned, mostly they are cottage made. And in the northeastern parts, you have shown a lot of products. But the quality, I think, quality aspect, can you explain something?
No, this is a good question. In the traditional products, quality cannot be ensured because in the traditional preparations, quality varies from the region to region, person to person, producer to producers, and all. So we cannot go for the validations of the each on the traditional product. If you really want to validate and all, we have to standardize the process method, the process technology, optimizations. So once like a cheese, like anything, once sterilized milk, the pasteurized milk, these are all standards. But if you go in the village and just drink the milk, the test from the cow or the buffalo, so there is no validations and all. But if you go in the pasteurized, there is a license, there is a FSSI sealing, and cheese also. If you go for the marketed cheese, there is a control of the validations and the safety. But in the traditional food, you cannot do that also. Nothing can be done. Like a fish, if you just catch the fish from river and thing and sell it, there is no validation. But if the same fish is being processed in the can, there is a validation. There is a value additions, and everything will be there. Yes.
How we can ensure the safety measure? Means there is chances of food poisoning also
Yes.
in some cases.
Till now, it is a very good questions, but see, everybody is asking these questions and all, but my only answer is that I have shown you that enterotoxins thing. So food poisoning is depends on the so many factors. Food poisonings depends on the short shelf life also. Every fermented food has got its own specific food. If it is a liquid food or the semi-liquid, if it is not dried, the shelf life is very short, very short. In the short shelf life is means only those bacteria which are the fermenting bacteria with the good qualities, with the good guys, they are there. But if the fermentation prolonged, the other opportunities, bacteria or the microorganisms, they grow and they spoil, and the food poisoning will be there. So if it is a dry product, the dry product, it can be just like a papad. Papad is a fermented, it's a dry product. So there is a less chance of the contamination. It can be consumed within 1 month, 2 months, and all, like a pickle. So, but if it is a freshly prepared, like a cheese, like dahi should be consumed within 1 day. But if you keep it more, you find the whitish, the other of the greenish, then other things will come and all. So everything depends on the shelf life of the thing. So if you want to really optimize that, you have to optimize the increase the shelf life by putting incorporating the the bacteriocin, the antimicrobial compounds which are being isolated from the other microorganisms, or by self drying, or by some acidification, something like that.
So one more question from my side. What is the scope for entrepreneurship development in this area?
Yes, it's very
because
good.
our student can go for an entrepreneurship program also.
There is a huge, the scope, and now we are trying to explore this. Since many organizations are approaching me from the DST, the TIFAC, and other organizations and all. Since one thing, since I'm a food microbiologist, so I am not a food technologist, but there is huge entrepreneurship development. At least some food can be taken, whatever the food, the traditional food, and some food which are very popular in that area. So the students can work out their whole food safety, the toxicology, some studies and all. So then important aspect of another food is the packaging. Packaging is very important. So whatever the packaging and any food product, if you want to make any industries and all, very important thing is because it is a seller, it is a consumers. If the consumers do not accept your product, then it's useless. So how to attract the consumers is you always have to give a health tag of that food. You have to popularize that food. Otherwise, he or she will have their own traditional food everywhere. Okay, suppose if you want to have a idli dosa or something or new type, the people will not buy idli dosa because in South they make everywhere at every home. Like the mishti dahi and all the every people in Bengal they make it. But if you want to make it a quite the attractive product and all, and if you give the health tag, this food will cure your cancer, your diabetes, or the reduce your body, and some and it should be verified by the FSSI. Okay, if health tag is given and make a presentable way and make the technology profile of that, and I think there is no problem. Then you can get a fund for the startup program also in the entrepreneurship and all. But you have to study and you have to collaborate with the other people.
Okay, and in that case, we have to ensure the shelf life also the product.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one more question from one student: did fermentation help to remove toxic substances from food, especially for pulses?
Yes, obviously toxic because there is an anti-nutritive factors are there. There are some fungi like phytic acid and or tannase. Some of these enzymes are there. They are all helpful for the deactivate the anti-nutritive factors. Yes.
And one more question from students. One of the students that is there any basic difference between wine, rum, whiskey, etc. in taste differ on the basis of the alcohol content? I think it is no question.
I think the answer is only you. Who can consume, they can test.
That's all. We say actually she's the first year student, just admitted. So this has to be taught. Means alcohol content does not reflect the taste. It depends on the source, which raw material we are going to use for the production of the alcoholic beverages, isn't it?
Actually, not as a drinker, not as a consumer's you, as a student, as a food science and technology students, when any wine, just like a tea, okay, in the tea tester, there is a flavor you have to make. Then there's a flavor. Then you have to test it, whether it has a bitter flavor and all. Same with the alcohol also. One is the rum, whiskey, brandy, different types of whiskey, brandy and all. So there is a flavor. Suppose some rum is there, then just flavor that. What type of the flavor is there? You have to consider. That is called the organoleptic sensory evaluations.
Yes, that's true.
Then after that is an alcoholic product. Then you have to test it. Then you can sense it that what is the tolerable alcohol. Suppose sometimes it's very high alcohol. You feel like that. Then you can express the high alcohol, but you do not know the percentage. Then when you calculate, the alcohol percentage is more than 20% or the 25%, somewhere 30% also. So you are right. You are right. That is sometimes like a beer. Then the alcohol content is very, so which is being acceptable to you. Okay, sweet. Sometimes some wine, very sweet. And alcohol is also there, but you can, and some drinks are sweet. Alcoholic, sweet also, mild sweet. Some drinks are sour, alcohol. Some drinks are very bitter with high alcohol. So everything depends on that. So what is very important for you is that in the food science and technology, there is one unique, I think you have to learn that is a sensory evaluations. That is what we call the organoleptic test.
Yeah.
So organoleptic test is very important for the food scientist. Then only we can see that organoleptic means is the sensory properties of the food, the color, the textures, the taste, and everything. And there is a I think आप लोग के पास होगा ये food science में in the lab. Do you have that sensory testing lab?
Yeah, we are having the one lab is there also.
So when you
theory and one
when you test any food, whether it is a liquid and all, once you test or drink it, suppose there are 10 type of the drinks which you have to evaluate. So you drink it, then you write it. Then again you don't do that. First you drink it, just take it, write it, then you wash your face. You neutralize your mouth.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the taste of that sample number one will
remains.
So that will not give the justice to the second test. This is completely wrong. Remember, in food also, any food, just take, wash your mouth and at least wait for some time. Neutralize it. Completely neutralize. Then only you can give the right justice to the
second product. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Is there any more question?
Okay.
No, I think
question.
No.
Thank you, sir.
We are having a very nice sessions with you. We are looking for a long-term relationships and collaborative prospects. We are trying to have it. I will send you our syllabus to you. That is BSc and MSc program. You justify kindly you give your good comments on the subjects. I will mail you.
No, I'll tell you. What you do is that let us make it official. When you have a syllabus review committee, okay, every university, every 3 years the syllabus is reviewed and we constitute the committee. In the committee, there is one external or the two external members. So because this has to be, your syllabus has to be approved by the academic council. So academic council will approve only on the basis of the recommendations of the syllabus review committee. So what you do that you have to, if you want to change the syllabus, you have to constitute the review, the syllabus review committee approved by the vice chancellor, and it will be notified by the register. Then that committee, you can put me, you can include me in, as a member. That other members, if you need, I can give the names of the external. At least you should have 2 external members and your internal members. Then we can review. Then give it, and it will be validated. Otherwise, just I give you the suggestion, then the academic council may not agree also, then this is useless. This is my suggestion.
Okay, thank you. Actually, we have already, the syllabus has been approved by our Board of Studies member, and which is already available on our website also.
So you wait for the revision.
Yes.
2 3 years revision.
Okay. Thank
so
you.
Revision then in the area.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you, sir. Now I request Professor Bibi Poira. Are you, sir, there?
No, sir. So Poira sir has left the meeting right now.
Okay.
I think he has some meetings arrangement.
Professor Bibi
Thank you
Poira is
very
there?
Promise Pranavy sir is also not available right now, sir.
No, Professor Bibi Poira?
No, sir.
Okay. I think, just let me check.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir. So meanwhile, let me announce
Oh,
to
I
the
see.
participant.
He has got some more meeting. One more meeting. He has already left at Pranavy sir. I just called Pranavy sir.
Yes, sir. For participants, we have provided the feedback link, and please give your feedback about the session. How did you like the session, and what are the things that you wanted more in the future about this session, regarding this session. And the YouTube link that is available in the YouTube. We have streamed this video in the YouTube, so you can watch out the whole session in the YouTube. And if you have any doubt further, and if you have any questions, you can write us, and we will try to find out to sir if sir can give the answer, our speaker sir. Then we will pass it to the students. So for the participants, if you have any questions, you can post it to our email, and we will pass it to the sir. And please, yes, sir. Yes, sir. So it will be a pleasure for us that if you will be answering to the questions. Sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Sir, okay. So, Professor, actually, all of them has left because of some interview is going on.
Okay, no problem.
That's good. So, okay, I am giving you, I am authorized to give the vote of thanks to you. Thank you. We will keep in touch with you, sir. One more thing, sir. Will you please share your this PPT with us? Because some of the students...
Actually, I don't share because these are very high. These are very high. Big size, no.
No, this will be useful to us. Our students are asking.
I'll send some of my publications, the PDF and all. Then the book
you can say, yeah, that's what. And also you send me the list of books that you have already published. We will.
I've already given to.
Yeah, yes, because I need to have a list of books. You have given one more, just one more books you have given me. But the rest of the, you have, I think, published number of books. I want to have those books in my in the university.
Okay. I'll give
that will review. And if possible, you send the selected slides to us so that we can have for our records, and also for the students. Students are asking for those slides. This will
yes,
be
it was very interesting session, sir. The participants were asking this.
I think they have benefited. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Namaskar. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Sevak Ranjan Roy, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir, we have provided the feedback link and the e-certificate link and the YouTube link to all participants.
Okay. Should I leave
the session? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the session will be live, will be available in the YouTube, and kindly give the feedback.
And you collect the. I don't need to fill up the feedback form.
No, sir. It is for participants only, sir.
Participants only. But you collect all those materials from these things, and you
So
say
if it is made available to us, then we will be sharing to you and with the participants also.
you
I will be forwarding to you, and you kindly look it for the
you
participants.
straight away mail me, huh? Yes.
Yes, sure, sir.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you,
Goodbye.
sir.
Bye. Okay.
Thank you, sir. So we are closing the session.